I wish to cast light, be sorry for sin, or have a penitential heart. That's everywhere. Now, Blessed Alberione was in a Eucharistic visit, and he had a little cushion, almost bordering on a vision, conveying those words. And he checked it with his spiritual director, might have been Bishop Rangel. Those are, whether you were dreaming, sleeping, or not, those are key words. Now, in the traditional ascetical spiritual theology, there's 3 stages of the journey. There's a purgative stage where we try to overcome our predominant faults, purge ourselves of sin and vice. And then the second stage is the way of enlightenment. As the vice has less of a grip on us, the more clearly we can see God and the will of God. And finally, there's the unitive stage where the great saints are so caught up in the presence of God that although they still have free will, sin for all practical purposes is impossible for them. The great mystics would be in that unitive way. But this 3 stages puts everything in reverse. The first is, we're united with God. Don't be afraid, I'm with you. And because we know that, then we have the enlightenment. And that enlightenment makes it possible for us to be sorry for our sins. So in one sense, it's a turning over of the ideas. In that same obscure interview I found of the Italian priest that talked about Father Crivella as a young man, he was asked the question, where did this Blessed Alberione have this experience? Now everybody, all the major sources said it was, in the, before the Blessed Sacrament. But he, in recollecting, and his recollection's probably wrong, but nevertheless pretty powerful, he said that in his memory, he thought Blessed Alberione had it as he was walking up into the press room, when he had all these fears about, going bankrupt and everything else. And that's when he needed to hear, don't be afraid, I am with you. From here, meaning the presses, he was going to be casting light and be sorry for sin. I just throw that out for what it's worth. An old priest remembering something that was not in line with how way other things remember it. But another factor is the tabernacle in the Cathedral of Alba had in Latin around the door, Nolite timere, don't be afraid, which Jesus uses, in the storm on the water and the upper Rome vision. And so that don't be afraid probably was in Blessed Alberione's noodle for a long time, ever since he was perhaps a child, and when he first started learning Latin, that probably was one of the first phrases that he learned, and they noticed it was on the tabernacle. I don't know how big those letters were. Maybe you had to celebrate Mass to actually see it, but it had to be there, at least in the atmosphere, the spiritual atmosphere.
Maybe we need to put on the outside of the door so when you bring your friend,
Yes.
Be not afraid.
Yeah, that's
true.
They always say,
Just don't pull.
Right.
there's a funny episode when I went to India in '94. I had an epic journey to get to Allahabad, where our first foundation was. That takes a Homeric poet to describe that trip. But just when I finally get to the, we get to the church, and we get up at 4 a.m. for Mass because it's too hot. Everybody's in bed by noon because it's just too hot. And so they invited me to preach the Mass, and the whole atmosphere was very moving. All the members were in their bare feet, and the again, because shoes get pretty hot. It's a nice cold floor is good. And on the wall was something written in Hindi, you know. And I presumed that it was our saying, do not be afraid, I am with you, from here we wish to cast light. So that's what I preached on. They said, Father, that said, Mother, behold your son, son, behold your I said, okay, the same difference.
Close enough.
But those are important. They're in all of our
All
churches.
of the children.
Except for that one in Allahabad.
Mother.
And Allahabad is a beautiful name. It means house of God. It's a Muslim name.